Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you. All right. Our theme for October is Living Everyday Wonder, Finances. The topic for today is Share It, Fair It, Do Take a Piece of My Pie. How about that? Our first inspired reading is from Eric Butterworth in his book, Spiritual Economics. Never allow money of any kind or amount to pass through your hands without blessing it, giving thanks for it. To bless means to confer prosperity or happiness upon. Money is a wonderful symbol of God's substance. Keep the awareness that it is currency, a movement of the divine flow. When it comes to you, give thanks that it has flowed from the infinite. When it goes from you, give thanks that there is no depletion, but actually an increase because you have kept it flowing. And from Ernest Holmes, the law of our being is the law of perfect assimilation, elimination, and circulation. A knowledge of our oneness with the God life all about and within us will heal. Yes, it heals. Let's affirm together with conviction. I trust and live in the infinite flow of abundant good. And now I would like to introduce Eugene Holden, a distinguished practitioner for 17 years now, who has been so wonderful to be with us yesterday with all of the practitioners of our community. And so, with further ado, let's have Eugene here with us.
Push the button, wait for green. Good morning. Oh, it is so good to be here. And I want to say hello to all of the people love streaming today. How are you? Glad you're here and love streaming with us. Man, so life is so good. Life is so magnificently good. As Mary mentioned, I had the beautiful opportunity to share yesterday in a retreat with what I am calling the practitioners of distinction. We had a really, really good time. The theme was diving deeper, flying higher. I have this thought, this belief, and why am I feeding back? I don't need that type of feedback. I love the feedback from you guys. Diving deeper, flying higher. See, I believe that the deeper we dive into our own awareness of who we are, the deeper we dive into knowing who we are and whose we are, as we used to hear, the higher we get to fly. The higher we get to fly. Dr. Ernest Holmes frequently said that there is a power for good in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it. There is a power for good in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it. Well, this is the thing that I know, is that not only can we use it, the secret is, folks, is that we are always using it. Whether we are conscious of it or not, we are always using this power in the universe. And that power is what we sometimes refer to as the law. Sometimes we refer to it as the subconscious mind. Sometimes we call it whatever we call it, but it is always working. So in this beautiful power for good, it is an abundant, infinite energy that is always flowing, and all it knows how to do, all it can only do is say yes to us. So, for example, if I affirm, because it's an affirmation, that I'm not worthy, right? That's still an affirmation. Well, that power, that law, that presence says, you know what, Eugene? Let me prove you right, because all I know how to do, says the law, is to just say yes. And so now I am having experiences to prove me right. I'm not worthy. So we want to be really aware of what we are thinking, what we are saying, and what we are feeling. Now, when we look around us, we find that we are surrounded by abundance. Abundance is everywhere. You know, I was going to, jokingly, when I got out of my car, I was going to come in and say, okay, so whose responsibility is it to rake up all these leaves? But when you leave here today, check out how many leaves are on the ground. And then check out how many leaves are still hanging around on the trees. An abundance of leaves. An abundance of stars. Can't count all the stars in the sky in this galaxy. And there are billions of galaxies. Abundance. This saying that I have taken on from Rumi is that if we're not in awe, we are not paying attention. If we're not in awe, folks, we are not paying attention. Life is amazing. Check this out, right? Dean plays and he sings. Awesome. Awesome. But we're hearing it. Awesome. Right? So what is it that is doing that? What is that has the human being take sound and then fit it in a way where it comes out as what we call music? What is it that does that? If we're not in awe, we're not paying attention. So we are filled with an abundance that surrounds us. Not only are we filled with abundance, we are surrounded by an abundance of everything that we need. Everything that we need. Dr. Holmes says, I always have an abundance of money and an abundance of whatever it takes to make life happy and opulent. Love that word, opulent. There is a continuous movement toward me of supply. There's a continuous movement read that again, Eugene. There is a continuous movement toward me of supply, of money, of all that I need to express the fullest life, happiness, and action. There is a continuous flow toward me. So we don't have to go for it. It is coming towards us. All we are to do is to open up and say, you know, I accept this. I accept that the leaves are falling. I accept the abundance. I accept the beauty. I accept everything, all the good that I can absolutely take. There is a power within us that has created us in such beautiful ways that we are set up to succeed. We are set up to receive the abundance. As Dr. Holmes said, right? There is this continuous movement toward us. It is wanting to come to us. It's already surrounding us. So there is nothing for us to go out and seek, right? Because it says, seek and ye shall find. But where are we seeking? What are we seeking for? There is nothing to seek, because it also says in that same book that says, be still and know. So, be still and know that you are abundant. Be still and know that you are magnificent. Ooh, you like that one, right? Be still and know that you are fantastic. Be still and know that you are genius. Be still and know that you are peace. Be still and know that you are not only successful, but success. Be still and know that you are healthy. Be still and know that there is an infinite intelligence that has recreated itself as you. I love playing with scripture of all types. And in the New Testament, I have rephrased this because it's the truth for me. That God so loved the world that it turned upon itself, clothed itself, and then named itself you. Catch that. That God so loved the world. Call it God, call it universal intelligence, call it spirit, call it whatever works for you. So loved the world that it wanted to experience life as you. That you are the infinite intelligence made flesh. That you are the Word of God made flesh. That you are the vision of God being fulfilled in this moment. How's that feel? Wonderful. This is working, right? You know, that might... Thank you. The magnificent Michelle. So there's this power. There's this infinite intelligence. That is perfect. Thank you. So I want you to close your eyes. Take a couple of deep breaths and say to yourself, I am love. Don't say it out loud. Don't move your lips. Ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Open your eyes. So, what said it? What said? Because you did absolutely say it, correct? Right? What was that said it? But wait a minute, there's more. You also heard it. So that takes away, let me put it this way. It has a totally different, it puts a totally different meaning on speaking and hearing. Because we didn't move our lips, and so which means that we didn't hear it with our physical ears. So what is that said it, and what was that heard it? It was the infinite intelligence within. It wasn't even not even in the head. There is something that is greater than that. Right? And if you close your eyes and you say love, and when you close your eyes, you can even see it, which means that it takes it puts sight on a different level, because now what we're seeing is a vision. Right? The eyes cannot see the past or the future. The eyes can't even see your vision. It is that which is within us that sees the vision. Now, it's interesting in that I know that the community is working with the Abundance Book. So the name of this talk, there is an audible that was sent in this morning. And so the name of the talk is The Presence with You is Your Lavish, Unfailing Abundance. How many are doing John Randolph Price, the Abundance Book, right? So that's principle number 1, right? Lavish, unfailing, God is lavish, unfailing abundance. The omnipresence, how's that go? The ever...
God is lavish, unfailing, abundance, and rich, omnipresent substance of the universe, this all-providing source of infinite prosperity is individualized as me.
The reality of me. So in other words, you are lavish, unfailing abundance. Thank you. You are lavish, unfailing abundance. How many are willing to believe that? Yes. I'm glad you caught that word, willing, to believe that, which is a great thing. How many of us are willing to live from that knowing? Willing to live from that knowing. I am willing to live from the knowing that the presence within me, there is a power in the universe greater than I am, which is within me, is the lavish abundance, the lavish unfailing abundance that I am. The trees every year never fail to drop the leaves. Depending on where you live and around the world, the snow never fails to fall. The ocean never fails to wave. The sun never fails to shine. So this abundance that is always present is not only lavish, it is unfailing. And it is right where we are, right here and right now. God is lavish, unfailing abundance. It is the reality of who we are. Now, here's my question. What gets in the way of us experiencing that? I'll tell you. It is our thinking. It is our thinking. Now, none of you, but me and some of your friends, me and some of the people that you work with, may have this thought that I am not enough. Now, none of you think that. So we want to start to be aware of what we are thinking and how we are thinking, because it is our thinking that creates our reality. How many believe that? It is our thinking that creates our reality, which means that everything that we experience, we have created through our thought. Oh, but let's take it a little bit further. Not only our thought, but our feeling behind the thought, right? So I can say that I am lavish. I'm living a lavish, abundant life. I can say that all day long. But if my feeling tone is, no, dude, you're not. The universal presence that only knows how to say yes is going to respond to my feeling. Right? So again, I can say that I live a lavish life. But wait a minute, I'm finding it difficult to pay this month's bills, right? Because that's what I'm feeling, right? I'm thinking that, well, no, this isn't going to work out. I don't know where it's going to come from. So what we are here to do, well, I think it was Dr. Ernest Holmes who said, change your thinking, change your life. In Proverbs, going back a few thousand years, it says, do not conform to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. In other words, have a new thought. So if we're not liking what we're experiencing, first of all, we must take responsibility that we created that. Now that I am responsible, now that I know that I've created this experience because I am the creator, now let me change my thinking. Oh, I want to experience this. I want to experience something greater, grander, glorious. I want to expand. I want to experience my lavish, unfailing abundance. So, what happens when I have a new thought is that it takes practice to keep that thought there. Because sometimes, now not you, but me and some of your friends, will slide back into that old way of thinking. No, see, okay, yesterday I thought that this was going to be really good, but today, nope, it's not. No, stop. No, it is good. It is good. It is good. It is good. And we continue to affirm that, and we continue to affirm that until we start to experience. We have a new thought. How many, this is going to be, Spirit, I love how you do this. How many in the room, by a show of hands, believe that money is your supply? If you could see you from where I see you, there are people going, yeah. Now, how many out there, right? I love being here because I get to see this. Like, well, here's the thing. And this is in your abundance book. Money is not your supply. No person, place, or condition is your supply. So what is your supply?
The awareness, understanding of the presence within me is my supply.
What is our supply? My awareness that infinite intelligence within me is my supply. So what is my supply? My awareness, my consciousness, my knowing that which within me, that which said love, without me saying it, my awareness of that is my supply. My awareness of the divinity that I am is my supply. Money is not my supply. No person, place, or condition is my supply. My awareness, my understanding, my knowledge of the infinite and presence that I am is my supply. Isn't that delicious? So in other words, what I am to do every single moment of every single day is to be aware that that which is within me is my supply. I am the lavish, unfailing abundance of life. Dag nabbit. That's my spiritual exclamation point. So the practice is, the affirmation is, I am lavish, unfailing abundance. I am lavish, unfailing abundance. I am. I was speaking with the practitioners yesterday. Oh, by the way, community, beloved community, your practitioner core is solid. They're solid. Yeah, you're in great hands. Come back, thought. Come back, thought. That part I got. About the two words I am. And thank you so very much, Candace. The I am, right? And we are told in the book of Exodus, I love the Bible now that I've grown out of how it was taught to me. Thank God. But in the book of Exodus, we are told what God's name is, right? Moses is standing in front of the burning bush. Get this, it was no bush that was burning. That's the Aramaic way of saying that he came to an awareness within himself, right? He was coming to enlightenment. And so he was being instructed from within. Wait a minute, speaking of Moses, Jesus and this old guy were on the golf course. Yes, it's joke time. Moses, Jesus, and this old guy was on the golf course. Moses tees up, slices it, hooks, falls into the pond, sinks to the bottom of the pond. He looks at Jesus and goes, oh man. He goes to the pond, he lifts up his hands in his golf club. The pond splits, he walks out, chips it, falls 5 feet from the hole. Jesus goes, that's a pretty good shot. Jesus gets up there, tees off. He slices it. Now his ball, believe it or not, is floating on top of the water. He walks out on the top of the water. And his ball lands 3 feet from the hole. Moses goes, that's pretty good. This old guy gets up there and he whacks the snot out of this ball. It ricochets from the trees. They're ducking all this stuff. And it finally lands into the green and falls into the hole for a hole in one. Moses looks at Jesus and says, God, I hate playing with your father. Coming back to Moses, and he's in front of the burning bush. And Yahweh says, Moses, I want you to go to Pharaoh and the children of Israel and tell them that it's time to leave this land. Moses, well, in my translation, Moses says, okay, that's cool, Yahweh, but who do I say sent me? And the answer is written, Ahaye Asher Ahaye. I am that I am, right? And then the verse goes on and says, tell them that my name is I am, and that is my name forever. So the name of the divine is I am. How many times a day do you think you say I am? So anytime that we say I am, we have taken on the vibration of the infinite. It gives a whole different meaning to I am the way, the truth, and the light. I am the presence of the divine. I am lavish, unfailing abundance. I am also for me stands for the I is intention plus attention equals manifestation. Intention. So let me have an intention. I intend to experience lavish, unfailing abundance. That's my intention. Now, let me put my attention on my intention. So the attention means, so what do I need to do to bring this about? Who do I need to call? What graphics do I need to put on whatever I need to put onto my Facebook page or my website? What attention am I going to place on my intention? And then we get to open up and experience the manifestation. I-A-M. Intention plus attention equals manifestation. And for the men, I-A-M, I am inspired, authentic man. Men, be inspirational, be inspired, not just men, but be inspired to be inspirational. And then be inspired to be authentic. Authentic means one of a kind, original. Aha. And then be your magnificent self. Going back to the Old Testament. Proverbs. Bring in your tithes to me, says Spirit, that I shall have enough food for everyone. Then it goes and says, prove me now herewith, thus saith the Lord of hosts, and see if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing that you cannot even count it. So let's prove it. So we're told to prove it. Spirit's going, prove me. Show up as the infinite intelligence. Prove this. So how do I prove it? I put my intention on being lavishly abundant. I put my intention on being the joy of life. Now that is what I love, being the joy of God. Love being the joy of God. So what is your intention? What is your intention for the next day? No, for this day. What is your intention for living your lavish, unfailing, abundant life? What is your intention? And then what can you do to place your attention, on that intention? Dr. Holmes would say, treat and move your feet. Right? Again, Scripture says, faith without works is dead. So in other words, we just can't sit back and go, oh, I affirm my lavish, unfailing abundance, and then sit down and do nothing, because then nothing will come. If nothing changes, then nothing changes. So, we are lavish, unfailing abundance. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. That life is your life. That life is our lives right here and right now. And I have kind of rephrased that for myself. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. I am that perfect life of God. Do you realize that you are the perfect life of the infinite? Yes, Eugene, we do. Let me ask it again. This is not rhetorical. Do you realize, can you realize, how about that one? Can you realize that you are the infinite presence of the Most High?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There is nobody else on the face of the planet like you. If we're not in awe, we're not paying attention. So let's share it, let's fare it, and then let's share this piece of the pie. Please take a piece of my pie. It's infinite, like the leaves falling from the tree. It's infinite. I love you. I thank you for being here. And it's amazing how much time goes like that. Right? Let's pray. How grateful I am for this opportunity to speak this word. Recognizing that there is only one life, and that life is the life of the infinite intelligence. We can call it God. Sometimes it's known as Allah. Sometimes it's known as Krishna. Sometimes it is called Yahweh. Sometimes it is called Olodumare. Sometimes it's called Vudun. Whatever it is called, we call it forth into this conscious awareness, recognizing that it is at the very center of all of life. It amazes me to recognize that out of this one power, this one substance, this one source, all of life is created, maintained, and sustained. Out of this one intelligence, we have leaves, we have trees. It is that same intelligence that beats our hearts and breathes our breath. It is that same intelligence that causes the sun to shine, the moon to glow, the stars to sparkle, and the oceans to wave. From this one intelligence, all of life is lived fully. And so as I recognize and acknowledge the oneness of God as being everywhere present, I know that right where we are, God is. Right here, right now, God is, we are. And so it is in my awareness of our oneness in God that I speak this word. I absolutely declare that each and every one of us step into the vibration of knowing that we are the lavish, unfailing abundance of spirit. That right here, right now, we declare that all of our needs are met right here and right now simply because we say so. I declare that this life, this abundant life, is magnificent now until forevermore. Right here, right now, this life is absolutely blossoming in the way that we want it to blossom because we are the creators of this magnificent, this thing called life. Co-creating with this magnificent power that has always and is always and in always saying yes. So I give great thanks for this word that is already manifesting in our lives right here and right now. I am so very grateful for the ways in which it shows up. I am grateful that it always and in always says yes. Knowing that this is already so, knowing that this word is complete, I give great thanks. It is from this space of gratitude, this place of thanksgiving, that I release my word into the always dynamic and powerful activity of love and law. See, I know that as these words are released into the law cannot help itself. It has no other recourse. It must take these words and mold them and shape them, design them and create them, and then return them unto us, not void or empty, but absolutely and completely and abundantly fulfilled. And so fulfilled, we allow it to be pressed down, shaken together, and overflowingly fulfilled. And so fulfilled, we accept that it is done. And we anchor this by saying, yes. And so it is.